Ceremony of the Memorandum of Understanding on Economic and Trade Cooperation between Taiwan and Virginia. The ceremony is about to commence. Please turn off your cell phones. We'll switch them to silent mode. Thank you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will now begin. We would like to invite Deputy Minister Tian to deliver his welcome remarks.
Well, the Honorable Glenn Youngkin, Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Deputy Minister of Economic Affairs, Chen Zhenqi, distinguished member of the delegation, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it is a pleasure to witness the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding on Economic and Trade Cooperation between Taiwan and Virginia. Taiwan is Virginia's 10th largest source of imports and 9th largest source of export market. The MOU is a testament to our staunch commitment to furthering economic and trade ties. I'm confident that it will create even more opportunities for both sides to promote bilateral investment. Taiwan and the United States have long enjoyed robust economic and trade relations. And over the past 6 years, our two-way trade has increased almost 85%. In 2022, the trade reached new heights, totaling about $120 billion and making Taiwan the 8th largest trading partner of the United States. And Taiwanese business invested $1 billion in the United States last year, which was an increase of 128% over the previous year. Next week, Taiwan will send one of the largest delegations to the Select USA Investment Summit, highlighting our strong bilateral cooperation and robust partnership. I'm pleased to share that since the Taiwan and U.S. initiative on the 21st Century Trade launched last year, both sides have conducted 2 rounds of negotiations. As President Tsai Ing-wen stated at the annual banquet of the American Chamber of Commerce in Taiwan last week, Taiwan is keen to explore a free trade agreement with the United States. Such an agreement would also help expand our collaboration with Virginia companies and enhance the business opportunities. And Taiwan is an important partner to both the United States and the great state of Virginia. With the signing of today's MOU and with the Virginia Trade Office soon to be opened in Taiwan, I'm confident that the bilateral commercial links between Taiwan and Virginia will only continue to grow and flourish. Thank you all for joining us at this meaningful event. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Minister Tian. We would now like to invite Deputy Minister of Economic Affairs, Chen Zhenqi, to share his remarks.
Your Excellency, Deputy Minister Tian of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Governor Youngkin of the Commonwealth of Virginia, friends from AIT and Virginia, and members of the Virginia delegations, distinguished guests, good morning. On behalf of my government, it is my honor to sign the MOU with the Commonwealth of Virginia. The United States and Taiwan, we share the same value of democracy. We both enjoy individual rights, and we all have free market and rule of law. On this foundation, the Ministry of Economic Affairs has a collaboration platform with the Department of Commerce of the United States, which is TTIC, Technology, Trade and Investment Cooperation. On that, we form a public and private partnership to promote bilateral trade and investment and technology cooperations. And Virginia has the world-renowned academic institutions, such as the most famous University of Virginia, Virginia Tech, and George Mason. And also Virginia is very talented in engineering talent cultivations. And I learned that under the guidance of the state government under your honor's leadership, a vast Virginia Association of Semiconductor Technology is formed to integrate the resources from universities, enterprise, laboratories to support technology development and research and development. With a strong workforce and solid education system, Virginia has demonstrated its forward leaning in a number of areas, including data centers, cybersecurity, material science, renewable energy, and biomedicine. Well, Taiwan is the home to world semiconductor and ICT manufacturing. Taiwan is also features a business model of trust, reliability, and protection of intellectual properties. The U.S. is our largest source of technology input, and also the bellwether of our supply chain brands. In Taiwan, we have a very adaptive, agile, and dedicated enterprise culture, and one of the best reliable and trusted partnership with American enterprise and business communities. The MOU we signed today can be seen as the starting point to strengthen business cooperation, trade, investment facilitation, and industrial development collaborations. From here, our economic and trade cooperation will continue to expand and further deepen into industrial academic collaboration activities. In this connection, I very much look forward to our future cooperation and to promote further cooperation and to open a new page of Taiwan-Virginia relations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy Minister Chen. We would now like to give the floor to Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Glenn Youngkin.
Good morning. It is truly an honor to be here with all of you this morning, and to also be alongside Deputy Minister of Economic Affairs, Mr. C.C. Chen. Thank you, sir. And Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and Chancellor of the Institute of Diplomacy and International Affairs, Tien Chung Kwong. Thank you, sir. We are solidifying a long-standing relationship between Virginia and Taiwan, a relationship that we will strengthen by signing today's MOU. To tackle the challenges of today's economic environment, but equally to create more opportunities in the future, we must foster partnerships with trusted friends and remain committed to building sustainable and resilient trade and investment partnerships. Taiwan and Virginia should substantially expand our economic future together. As the recipient of $730 million in total exported goods and services to Taiwan from Virginia in 2022, I am deeply grateful for your continued partnership with the Commonwealth of Virginia. Recognizing Taiwan's large export volume into Virginia and the multiple Taiwanese companies that call Virginia home as well, I am excited to substantially expand these existing relationships and take our global business partnership even further. Our shared vision of growth remains at the heart of an enduring relationship and centers on critical global industries where the United States and Taiwan share leadership positions. Our objectives will be mutually furthered by this MOU that we will sign today. And as leaders at the forefront of innovation and capability, this economic and trade memorandum of understanding will improve coordination and collaboration between Taiwan and Virginia. Together, we will improve two-way trade. We will improve two-way investment. We will create opportunities together. We'll strengthen supply chain logistics by leveraging our leading infrastructure, including the Port of Virginia, which is recently rated the most efficient port in America. And we will increase site visits and collaboration between business leaders and companies in Taiwan and Virginia. Needless to say, I look forward to continuing to build on our friendship and our partnership that advances our shared goals and vision for a more productive and prosperous future together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor Youngkin. We would now like to invite Deputy Minister Chen and Governor Youngkin to sign the Memorandum of Understanding on Economic and Trade Cooperation between Taiwan and Virginia. We now invite Deputy Minister Chen and Governor Youngkin to pose for a photograph with the MOU.
Thank you so much, sir. Very meaningful for us. We need to Thank you.
This concludes the ceremony. Thank you all for your participation. In approximately 10 minutes, Governor Youngkin will hold a short Q&A session with the media. Thank you all for your participation again. Friends from the media, please remain in the room. The Q&A session will begin shortly.
Governor, so the press conference will proceed in Mandarin.
That's great.
So the interpreter will do the translation.
Hello, Pearl. How are you?
Good morning.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
So make a break every 1 or 2 paragraphs.
Will do for sure. Thank you.
各位女士、各位先生以及在场的媒体朋友们，大家早安。我们现在开始维吉尼亚州州长杨金的媒体见面会。在开放媒体提问前，我们先邀请州长为媒体朋友说几句话。
Ladies and gentlemen, friends from the media, let us begin the next program on our agenda, the press conference for the Governor Youngkin of Virginia. Before we proceed, let us invite Governor Youngkin to say a few words.
Thank you. And I deeply appreciate everyone attending today's most important press conference and signing of a new memorandum of understanding of cooperation between Taiwan and the Commonwealth of Virginia.
谢谢大家，非常感谢大家莅临今天的签署仪式，还有今天最重要的这个记者会。
I have had an exceptionally productive trip over the last 2 days. Having an opportunity, of course, to meet the highest levels of leadership in Taiwan and business leaders from most important industries like semiconductors, manufacturing, aerospace, and shipping.
过去2天，我们的访问成果相当的丰硕。我们有机会见到蔡总统，还有机会跟企业界的领袖来见面，包括半导体制造业、航太，还有运输业者等等。
The establishment of a Virginia-Taiwan trade office, in addition to the new Memorandum of Understanding for Cooperation, will build on an already strong relationship, and I have very high aspirations that Virginia and Taiwan will have a great future, both economically and in partnership going forward.
除了在台湾设立这个维州商务办事处，还有今天签署的这个了解备忘录，我相信这2件事都能够进一步的加强我们的经贸关系。我也非常期待未来无论在经贸还有各个领域之间的合作跟伙伴关系。
And finally, I would like to thank everyone who has supported this trade mission for your tremendous hospitality, and all it has done is make us all want to come back again.
最后再次感谢此次访问给予我们热烈的欢迎以及支持，让我们不由得非常期待下一次赶快再度访问台湾。
Thank you, and I'd be pleased to take a few questions.
谢谢。那现在我愿意接受各位媒体所提出的任何问题。
好，我们谢谢杨金州长。我们现在就开放媒体提问。那有问题的媒体朋友请举手。那一开始也让我们告诉我们您所属的媒体以及您的大名。
Thank you, Governor Youngkin. Now I would like to open the floor to questions from the media. Please raise your hand and state your name and organization. Thank you.
来，洪博社。
Hi, Governor Youngkin. Welcome to Taiwan. I'm Debbie Wu with Bloomberg News. So I have 2 questions. So first one, Senator Mark Warner said last year that he's trying to bring a chip plant in to Virginia, and then you said that you've met with leaders in Taiwan's chip industry during this trip. So are you looking to bring a Taiwanese chip maker to Virginia? If so, what kind of incentives are you offering? And the second question would be, President Biden has said repeatedly that if China invades Taiwan, he thinks that the U.S. would bring troops to Taiwan to help defend Taiwan. And then would you support that view proffered by President Biden? Do you think it is appropriate for the U.S. to send its troops to Taiwan when something happens in the Taiwan Strait? Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Let me start with your first question. We in Virginia have opened up an extraordinary technology and manufacture ecosystem. And with the support from the federal government and from state government, we are seeing substantial investment in the semiconductor industry across the United States. And yes, I would very much like to attract that kind of investment and capability into Virginia. We have a tremendous workforce, infrastructure around our port for logistics. We have spectacular academic and higher education institutions, and therefore have one of the leading workforces in the nation. And therefore, I think that Virginia should be the home to substantial contribution in the overall semiconductor supply chain. And that is one of the topics that I have had the opportunity to discuss with many people on this trip to Taiwan. With regards to your second question, the relationship between Taiwan and the United States is incredibly important. And this area of the world is home to extraordinary economic contribution around the globe. And therefore, the statements that, of course, our president, who has to lead in these circumstances, are statements that, of course, he will stand behind. My job is to further the economic participation between Taiwan and Virginia. And I think we have tremendous opportunities to do exactly that. The opportunity for Virginia and Taiwan to expand the scope of what we do together, both in the way that Virginia exports products to Taiwan and the way that Taiwan could not only export more to Virginia, but we could invest in each other's economy, is something that I'm very interested in. There are specific industries and supply chains that are critical to the future of not just the economic interests, but also the security interests in America. Semiconductors, pharmaceuticals, automotive supply chains, energy supply chains, and particularly around battery storage, that Virginia can and should be leading in. And I believe that those kinds of relationships, deeply in cooperation with Taiwanese companies and Taiwanese investment, will further trusted supply chains in these most important areas that I hope to bring to Virginia. Thank you.
第一个问题，的确，我们在维州呢有许多的高科技制造业的生态非常的完整。那在联邦跟州政府的支持之下，我们也发展得非常的好。那在美国，我们目前吸引到很多各国到美国来投资的这些，尤其是半导体产业，所以我对维州非常的有信心，的确可以吸引类似更多的投资到维吉尼亚州来。我们有非常丰沛的人力资源，还有非常好的港口物流，还有刚刚所提的非常好的这些教育机构。那我们也希望维州的这些半导体产业，还有能够建立相当强健的这个供应链，所以这些都是此行访问台湾的时候，我跟各界讨论的一些重点。第二个问题的回答是，台美关系非常重要，而且台湾在这一个世界部分呢的经济贡献相当的良多，相当的重大。所以拜登总统的说法，我相信他有他的立场。那我身为维吉尼亚州的州长，我有我的任务，就是要促进与台湾的经贸合作关系，持续的扩大深化维州跟台湾的合作伙伴关系。那我也很高兴看到维州出口很多的产品到台湾，还有非常期待台湾出口更多的产品到维吉尼亚州。那我也非常期待，希望彼此之间能够增加在彼此的投资，那希望能够完善我们的这个供应链。这些不止对我们的经济，还有对我们的安全考量都相当重要，尤其是一些具体的产业，像是半导体产业，还有是汽车产业的这个厨电系统，还有能源产业等等，还有制造业，这些都对我们来说相当的重要。所以我对于维州跟台湾未来的经贸合作相当的有信心。
还有没有提问？
来，
联合报。
Hi, My name is Mark from United Daily. First of all, welcome to Taiwan, Governor Yang Ting.
Thank you.
To my knowledge, this is the first stop of your tour around Asia, and the cross-strait issue, as you probably have already found out, that is something of a major concern in this region and, of course, an international concern. So my question is, what's your impression on the current Indo-Pacific strategy of U.S., and do you support U.S. sending more troops in this region to maintain peace and stability? And my second question is, what's your position on Taiwan joining CPTPP? Thank you.
Thank you. So first, our visit here at the beginning of this trade mission could not begin in a more appropriate place. I'm very excited about the fact that our time in Asia this week is one that is focused on developing much stronger economic ties for trade and growth with Taiwan, with Japan, and with Korea. I particularly am excited about the opportunities in our most important supply chains in critical industries. You know, there are economic opportunities that I believe far transcend the simple trade relationships that exist today between Virginia and Taiwan particularly. And in these most important sectors, and as I said, these sectors in semiconductors, the sectors in pharmaceutical manufacturing, sectors in automotive supply, in electric vehicle batteries and battery storage, and developing supply chains into wind and solar energy. These are critical supply chains for our collective future, and ones that I believe we must continue to forge with trusted partners. That's why I'm here. And that's why I'll be in Tokyo, and that's why I'll be in Seoul. This is such an extraordinarily important part of the global supply chain, and therefore we have to make sure that it is strong and that it exists, again, with partners that are trusted and can play into both the economic and national security future of the United States. The relationship with Taiwan particularly, but also with Japan and South Korea, are relationships that I, as a Virginian and as an American, will hold strong to support. Incredibly important. And therefore, I do believe that the United States must stand strong with our partners. This is a moment for us to be closer with our friends, and that's why I'm excited to be here.
此行访问从台湾开始，代表我们对台湾的重视。那我觉得台湾是最适合作为我们海外访问的首站。我们非常期待跟亚洲的各个伙伴来加强我们的经济跟贸易的合作，包括台湾、日本跟南韩。诚如我刚刚所说的，我们要建立一个强韧、安全的供应链，特别是在具体的一些产业，因为这些不只是有经贸的合作意义，还有其他的安全的考量。诚如我刚刚所说的，包括半导体、生技产业、汽车、电动车的电池储电能力，还有这个太阳能产业，这些都要跟我们信任的伙伴来一起合作。所以我今天才会率团到台湾、到日本，还有到南韩来访问。我们就是要建立一个全球安全跟具有韧性的这个供应链。那当然就是要跟我们信任、互相彼此可以合作的伙伴，这对美国、对维吉尼亚州的经济跟安全考量都非常的重要。所以我们第一站就是来到台湾，接下来要去日本跟南韩。那身为维吉尼亚州的州长跟美国人，我相信我们非常支持美国的立场，我们应该要跟我们友好的伙伴站在一起，支持他们。谢谢。
还有没有其他的提问
Any other questions?
风传媒
From Storm Media.
我是风传媒的简和瑜，我有2题想要提问，就是州议会提出一些法案，州长您支持，但被认为说有可能影响到跟中国的贸易关系，因为包括像是禁止外部势力购买农地这个法案。那想请问，就是州长您对这部分有什么看法？然后第2题是，之前美联手提到犹他州遭到中国势力渗透蛮严重的，然后再加上其他州也都有传出有中国海外警察局的情况。那想请问，在维吉尼亚州这部分，您有没有注意到有没有一些这样的状况？谢谢。
From the strong media, I have two questions for you. The first one is that, as far as I know, that the State General Assembly adopted several bills that ban foreign force to purchase farmland in Virginia. So, do you think these bills would have any impact to Virginia's economic and trade relations with China? And the second question is that according to the Associated Press, that China seems have a strong influence in the state of Utah. And recently there seems to find Chinese overseas police stations in other states of the United States. So I just wonder, does Virginia have this kind of issue? And what's your countermeasures for that? Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Yes, this General Assembly session, I introduced legislation that would prohibit bad foreign actors from owning agricultural land in Virginia, from buying more. And the bill passed in a bipartisan fashion, and I signed it. I believe that protecting Virginia's farmland and agriculture and safeguarding our national interest is very important. Virginia is the home to the Pentagon, to Quantico, where our Marines train, to the largest naval base in the world, to Wallops Island, one of the most active space launch facilities, and many, many other, up to 30 other military installations. And we will make sure that land around them is not purchased by bad actors, by countries that hope to do us harm. I was glad the bill passed, and I was very proud to sign it. With regards to overall recent activities, with regards to Chinese law enforcement presence in other cities, I do not believe that we have such an issue in Virginia, and it's something that we've looked into. I do believe that the actions that have been taken by the United States are appropriate, and therefore support them.
第一个问题，的确，我在州议会有支持一些法案，然后禁止一些不守法的外国势力在维吉尼亚州购买农地，所以我支持这些法案，并且已经签署通过，成为法令。那这些法案主要就是要保护我们维吉尼亚州的这些民跟农地，因为维吉尼亚州这个地理位置非常重要，它是五角大厦的所在，还有许多海军基地还有重要军事设施的所在，总共加起来大概有30个重要的军事设施，所以我们要非常的谨慎。的确，我们要确保这些不守法的外国势力不能在维吉尼亚州购买这些农地，所以我已经签署成为法令。那至于第二个问题，我觉得在维吉尼亚州我们应该没有相关的这个设施，但是我们还是会谨慎的来注意。那我相信美国现在所采取的行动是非常的合适得当的，谢谢。
我们限于时间哦，我看到还有很多媒体提问，可限于时间，我们今天的记者会必须到此结束。州长还有要参加接下来的午宴，那我们非常谢谢今天的州长访团远道而来，也非常谢谢在紧凑的行程中出席我们今天的记者会，也谢谢所有在场媒体的参加，谢谢大家。
Due to time constraints, I need to announce to conclude today's press conference because Governor Youngkin still has the luncheon to attend, and I would like to thank Governor Youngkin for coming from afar to attend today's MOU ceremony as well as today's press conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you all very, very much. Thank you. Have a great afternoon.
谢谢大家。
Thank you.
说话想刷边你带你就挑，对吧？